Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you guys can see when I post on my channel. You can see awesome videos like this one. So today is all about an eyeshadow wardrobe tag, and this was originally started by Morgan Turner and Charlotte Holdcroft, and then I actually found this on the Kelly Gooch channel, so I will link all of those down below in the description box so you can go see Morgan, Charlotte, and Kelly. And let's get into this video. So this tag is 10 different scenarios, and you're supposed to pick one palette for each scenario. And you can pick a high-end or a drugstore, which, yeah, high-end or drugstore. So the first one is wedding. If you're going as a wedding guest, what is the eyeshadow palette that you would pick? So the first one that I would pick as a wedding guest is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. So here you guys can see here. So anytime that I go to a wedding, I'm always wearing like some sort of like neutral eye, but I like it to be a little bit more dressed up, you know, because you're going out, you're going to a wedding. Now, do you want to, overshadow the bride? No, but you do want a really pretty eyeshadow look, and this eyeshadow palette has such a great variety. It has some blacks in here, so you can do like a more smoky, sultry eye. You have pinks, you have some shimmer shades in here, so you can create a really pretty neutral eyeshadow look with this palette, the Sultry palette. Definitely think even if you were a bride, if you focus on just kind of like more of the lighter shades in here, you could create a really great bridal makeup look as well. And then for date night. So for date night, I just picked one of my create your own makeup Geek palettes. And when Clay and I go on a date night, usually I'm just kind of more natural, subtle. It's not anything too over the top. He doesn't like it when I wear really bright eyeshadow because he just doesn't think it looks natural. So I would pick the one that I built that looks like this. It's a very neutral palette, but it has a couple pops of like pink and burgundy in there. So like if I wanted to have more of a burgundy, shadowy, like smoky eye, I could. If I want to do something just super, super light and neutral, I can do that as well. These are the Makeup Geek shadows. But this palette I would definitely pick anytime for date night. Actually, this was my palette for date night for a very, very long time, hence why it's so used. You guys can see in there, I've given it a lot of wear, a lot of use. This is still one of my go-to palettes, and I love using it even for every day. So, but for date night, it would definitely be this one. Girls' night out. What would I wear for a girls' night out? And I don't really get a girls' night out that often, but if I did, the pick would be the Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I picked this one because it's a lot of like fun, flirty colors. It also has some darker shades in here, so if I really wanted to create like a really sultry eye, I could do that, like especially with the brown. And you can go neutral, or you can transition it more to like something super bright and pretty and over the top. But I love the variety of colors that this palette offers. Like for going out on a night on the town, looking glitz and glam and fresh and, colorful, I really, really, really like this palette. So what palette would I use for vacation? And usually my vacations are not beach vacations. Like they're going to see family, doing family things. If Clay and I were to go to, like a vacation by ourselves, like we have done before, we've gone to the Thousand Islands, so like kind of up near Canada. We've gone to Niagara Falls, near Canada. So everything's a little bit more northern. We don't really do tropical. It's not possible with children. So the vacation eyeshadow palette that I would take would be the Mini Nubian by Juvia's. So the reason why I would take this one, and I feel so weird like talking about this because I've picked so many like neutral palettes so far, but there is one specific reason why I would pick this palette to go on vacation, and that's because of the size. I love the size of it. And usually when Clay and I are on vacation, I don't have a lot of time to do my makeup because we have kids and I'm going to see family and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. If Clay and I are on vacation by ourselves, usually it's just a really quick, like simple eyeshadow look and then we go. If we're going to dinner, usually I doll myself up a little bit more. So the Mini Nubian really has some great options to be able to do all of that. Just a swipe of color on my eye, especially like the shimmer shades in here. So like this one or this one. They present some really great options just to swipe on my eye, put some mascara on, and go, especially when we're on vacation. I don't get to go on vacation very much, and it's not tropical. Usually it's northern, and, you know, bright eyeshadow, just, you know, this is just so easy and compact. You have a drink. It's on top of your changing table. Look on top of your diapers.
What? What?
I'm coming. Life of a mom. So I definitely thought Braxton was asleep when I started filming. Awesome. Claire definitely is. All right. Anyway, so we just finished vacation, so we are almost halfway through. The next one is graduation. What would I use for graduation? I don't remember what I did for my high school graduation or my college graduation. I'm thinking for my college graduation, it may have been like maybe some Mary Kay eyeshadows because I was into Mary Kay at the time, or it might have been like, I think I had some Rimmel London eyeshadows. I just remember not really having anything on my eyes at all though, like it was really natural. And so looking back, I probably would have chosen something like really, really neutral. And so far I've only had one really super colorful palette in this entire video. There are more colorful options coming, I promise. So for graduation, I would definitely use this is the Soft and Sultry palette from Milani. So the reason why I picked this palette is because it offers a variety of like cooler toned eyeshadows. And I really like this color here. I mean, they're quality shadows and they're super, super inexpensive. So like this eyeshadow palette I definitely would have used for graduation because it offers a more variety of just a neutral eye or, you know, a smoky eye. And graduation for me was almost 10 years ago. I just aged myself like a lot. But graduation for me for college was almost 10 years ago. So I would have been a whole like neutral girl, no color at all. I would have been, you know, very classy, very like, you know, subtle makeup at that time. It wouldn't have been anything adventurous at all. So I picked the Soft and Sultry palette from Milani. So we're halfway through the list. So the next one is, what would you use for Christmas/holiday? And usually at Christmas time, we do something on Christmas Eve when we have like a huge Christmas Eve dinner. Then the next day we have more of a close family thing. So like Christmas Eve dinner is like my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, their kids, and then my family. So usually it's not like this. I mean, it's a bigger get together, but it's not like over the top. And then the next morning, we have our small family get together. So like me, my husband, and my kids, and then we go to my mom's house and we have Christmas there with like my brothers and my sisters, if my other brother is up here. But usually it's with my siblings and my parents. So we don't really go over the top. Usually I wear leggings and a really comfy top, but I like to look cute, that type of thing. But I was thinking, you know, if I really wanted to go all out with my eyeshadow for Christmas, there's only one palette that I would choose from, and it is the Just My Luck palette. So this is an all green palette. I've actually done a tutorial on my channel using this for St. Patrick's Day. But when I thought about Christmas and if I were doing like a really cool Christmas eyeshadow look, some of the shades in here would be really pretty if I did that and did it kind of like a green with maybe like a white eyeliner and then maybe some red eyeshadow. This would definitely be, you know, my pick for the holiday season, especially with some of the medium green tones in here. And then you have some of the shimmer and muted shades down here. Would create a really, really pretty Christmas eyeshadow look. It kind of reminds me of like Christmas tree. Maybe I could do something really cool like with a Christmas tree, that type of thing. And I think it would be really fun to do, to experiment on, even if I had like white and red eyeliner with some green eyeshadow, candy canes, Christmas trees, all that good stuff. Like doing something fun with my makeup for Christmas. Number 7, birthday party. So when I watched Kelly's channel, she was like, well, is this my birthday party or somebody else's birthday party? And I was thinking, okay, so like what would I choose if it were my birthday party or one of my kids' birthday parties? And I couldn't help but like look at my collection, and literally this one kind of like jumped into my hands. It's the In a Trance palette from Colourpop. And this one is so pretty. One thing I really like about this is it has a variety of like pinks, purples, and blue shades in here. And then it also has some iridescent colors, so it has some really fun glitter. This would be so much fun to wear for a birthday party, whether it's my own or whether it's my kids. And you can't really go too dark or too over the top because they're more muted tones, but it's still really, really fun to play with. It makes something look bright and party-ish. That's totally what this reminded me of, was like cotton candy. And this is actually a part of the tie-dye collection, but it reminds me of cotton candy. So what eyeshadow palette for the office? And I have, wow, that's quite a bit of Colourpop because I have another Colourpop one. This is the Blush Crush palette, and this one I would wear for the office. I really like this one because I like just doing, you know, a little pop of something on my eye and getting out the door. And I feel like this really has the option to be able to do that, especially with the Super Shock Shadow, and also with this one down here, it's enamored, and then also Blossom Up. They offer some really great, like, just put it on your lid, it's shiny, it's pretty, it's natural. Blush Crush palette is actually more for like Valentine's Day was when it was released, but honestly, like, I could see myself wearing this every day to the office. And who knows, maybe I'll wear it to the office tomorrow. Number 9, Errands. What is the eyeshadow palette I would wear for errands? And again, I'm thinking along the lines of like, sometimes when I go out and I run errands, I really love to, like, errands to me are more than just grocery shopping, or like, it's more than just grocery shopping. I'm thinking like if you're going to the beauty store and you're getting your hair cut, or if you're going to go makeup shopping at your local Ulta Beauty, if you're going to obviously the grocery store, or if you're going to Target. Like, we all know that Target draws us in, but I like looking cute and trendy when I go run errands, and it's weird, I know. But usually when I go run errands, it's like the only time that I actually am able to do my eyeshadow. So I picked the Bold Obsessions palette, and this is a great like errands palette. It is a great like, oh, we're going to go to Ulta Beauty. I really want like something dramatic on my eyes because I like showing off my makeup technique, especially to somebody who's cutting my hair, or if I'm shopping at Ulta Beauty, kind of just shows them like I know what I'm talking about. And I like it when people like stop me in the aisle. They're like, oh, what are you wearing? So I really like this palette because it offers a variety of like neutrals. It has some grays in it. It has some really nice foil shades in it. And then it also has some reds in it, which is another thing that I really like to play with. This was my everyday palette for forever. And it's very underrated, not talked about a lot, but it is a great eyeshadow palette for running errands. Like if you're like me and you like to get kind of dolled up. The other nice thing about this palette is that if you're running errands and you know, bump into somebody and they want to get lunch, you're already kind of dolled up a little bit for that. The last one is New Year's. What is the eyeshadow palette you would use for New Year's? And I have been saving this eyeshadow palette. I feel bad because it's a neutrals eyeshadow palette, but there's a reason why I chose this one for New Year's and not for the holidays. Because New Year's reminds me of like glitz, glam, sparkle, like glitter on my eyes. And I thought that this eyeshadow palette was like the perfect one for this situation, for this scenario, and that is the Tati Beauty Texture Neutrals Volume 1. Yes, I know, it's another neutral eyeshadow palette, but the only reason why I picked this one was for the glitters here. Like if you do any kind of eyeshadow and then you just put a pop of glitter on it that comes with this palette, so beautiful. I cannot explain like how these glitters work. They are absolutely stunning and gorgeous. You can even put them on your face if you really want to. Go all out, do whatever you want. But I really like this formula because it is very easy to apply to your face as well as your eyes. And New Year's is all about the glitter. So like if I put a little bit of this red shade, and it's not like it's hard to explain how the glitter is, but the glitter isn't even, it is chunky, but it is not by any means like gelish. Wet n Wild makes some gelish looking glitters, and they by no means work very well on your eyes because they just slip and slide all over. Whereas these glitter shades from the Tati Beauty, they have that dimension, they have that stick, they stay on your eyes, like they're so good. That's why I chose This palette here, yes, I know it's another neutrals, but in all honesty, like, you can get so much out of this. You want a smoky eye, do a smoky eye. If you want something all black with some glitter, do it. If you want just like an all red eye, you can do it. If you want a pumpkin eye, you can do it. It's just, it does have a lot of variety, even though it says neutral, and it does lean more neutral, but the glitter just kind of makes it stand out that much more. And then you get a really pretty, I mean, obviously this kind of works, but not really. It's just kind of showing you guys like how it can work. But it's glittery, it's glitzy, it's glammy. You can build it up. You can get a really great eyeshadow look and a really deep eyeshadow look for the holidays, for New Year's. Like, I'm gonna ring in the new year with glitter on my face, guys. Now I just kind of feel like a fairy. Yes, I do. So there you have it, the eyeshadow wardrobe tag. These are my picks for the eyeshadow wardrobe tag. I hope you guys like the picks that I have and kind of like the explanation behind them. To me, they make sense because I've used them for the occasions before, or like going back and thinking of the occasion, this is probably what I would have used it for. You know, that type of thing. But I hope you guys like this video. Give it a good thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to my channel so you guys can see more videos in the future. And definitely go check out Morgan, Charlotte, and Kelly's channel. They're all in the description box down below. And I will see you guys later. Bye.